Something doesn't seem right. Yeah, he cocked 45. Here, I think I discovered I put the wrong cartridge with the wrong gun. That goes there, this goes here. Pretty easy to see that, huh? We're not going to shoot that. Let's get that out of here. Yes, 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum, the big boy. We're going to shoot it. We're going to talk about it. We're not just going to shoot watermelons, as you might have seen. We're going to show and tell, take a look at this baby, and give you our impressions of it. Let you know what I think, whether or not it has broken my wrist yet, and all of that sort of thing. It's a rather large gun, to say the least. It is 50 caliber, and you know what? There's a 50 BMG round, just to prove it. Yep, 50 caliber. That's what it is. Pretty good fit. So that's what 500 means. Remember the caliber video I did? Most of you know that, some of you might not. 50 caliber, 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum means it's a 50 caliber. This is the X frame. This came out in about 03. I think it was introduced at the SHOT Show in 2003. And it has been around. You have seen it in gun shops. You might have even fired it. You might own one. You might be thinking about one. I know a lot of people are thinking about one because, you know, if you're a gunny, you like to shoot, you have a few guns, you like big guns, don't tell me you haven't considered it. You haven't looked at it and maybe fondled it in a shop somewhere and thought, should I or shouldn't I? It's pretty expensive and very powerful. I wonder how it feels. I wonder if I need one of those or if I'd like one. So I know we've all gone through that probably. But let's take a couple shots with it and let's see what we think. Now, I don't know how many shots I'll be able to take. Let me get a couple of rounds here. I like big, and I'll put 5 in. How's that? Like I'm going to shoot 5. Okay. Don't know how many rounds my wrist will handle here. My brain. That went in there. One last torpedo. And let me see if I can get my ears on tight enough. Get my shoes pulled up tight. My belt tight. My brain anchored down, and let's just take a couple of shots. All right, 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum, 400 grain Magtex. What should we start with? We have 4 or 5 targets we're going to shoot. Let's start with something like a water 2-liter bottle. My guess is it will pierce it. You see me about to shoot that with one hand? Okay, get tough. Ouch! It did pierce it. Hey, I see a couple more. Ouch! Let me get where I'm not going to hit any steel back there. Woo! Well, that was 3 shots, and I'm still alive. Not bad. Big 500s. Oh man, what else do we have? You know what we could go ahead and do? We have an old textbook, about 25 years old here. It has like 2,200, 2,300 pages in it. It's an old out-of-date medical textbook. I thought we might just put one into that thing rather than throw it away. So we put a target on the front. I'm going to try to hit it somewhere in the middle of that. Not sure whether it shoots high or low or where exactly, but we're just going to do it for kicks here. Definitely for kicks with this thing. Whoa! Almost got a bullseye. Well, let me just open it up there since I got one left. Well, I'm not believing that. Maybe the sight's right on. Okay, now we're gonna send $1,000 to the person who can guess which page that round stopped on. Okay? Actually, we're not. But see if you can guess. What do you think? Page 10, page 300, page 1000. Well, let's just look at the back and see. Ooh, it didn't make it all the way through, did it? Let's take it up to the shooting table. I still have this gun open here. being unsafe or meaning to be. Definitely put it one hole in the front. We have one round left. It was laying there. Let's do a little research. You ever shoot a book this big? Ooh, wow. Okay. Through page 865. Yeah, looks like we're at around 1485. Yeah, look at there. 1485. Ooh, it's still warm. Jacket. Whew, ouch, it's hot. Yeah, it's clearly through there. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. Actually, it went further, didn't it? That's just part of it. This is one of those judgment calls. Yep. I'm gonna find some more lead here. There's a little piece. Felt like, yeah, there's a little more lead. Yeah, this is one of those where I could twist the findings, you know. So it looks like the last page that's ripped it all. That's how we would have to judge. We'd have had to make the rules up before we started the game, wouldn't we? Around 21, 22. Yeah, about through 2,121 pages. Yeah, so that's something probably a lot of people have wanted to know. You know, how many pages would a 500 S&W penetrate or at least pierce? That's the last one, I think, that's actually ripped a little bit. So, all right, so that's pretty useful information. You know, really, people need to know that. That's very, very useful information. Okay. You know, I mean, where else are you going to get information like that's what I want to know. Where else are you going to find a fool that would shoot a gun like this? All right, risk his wrist and his mental capabilities, such as they are. So there's the 4 empties, and there's one left. All right, so get rid of some of the perspiration since it's only about 98 degrees today. Good day to shoot a 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum. So that is some cartridge, isn't it? I mean, that is that is a beautiful thing. That's the again the MagTech 400 grain. Well, this is HSM. Picked these up at Cabela's on the way back from Pittsburgh. 500, yeah, Smith & Wesson 350 grain jacketed hollow point. This is the round we shot into the watermelons. You know, I don't think it would have made any difference, but we just thought we'd shoot these since they were hollow point, and they were a little bit lighter, 50 grains lighter. You know, maybe more velocity. You know, I don't know. When you're trying to blow things up and get a reaction, sometimes velocity is more important than weight. It's a weird formula for that, so who knows. Wow, those are powerful. All right. Now, again, talked about this in the radio show a little bit. This gun is not for the faint of heart, but then again, it's not going to break your wrist. You know, I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't lift weights and all that kind of thing. I could shoot it, and I'm going to shoot it some more. It does hurt your hand. It comes back against your hand, like right there. It hurts. It doesn't hurt my wrist. It doesn't hurt my arm, but it just really hits hard right there. If it had a really nicely padded grip, I think it would go a long way towards being able to shoot it maybe, 50 times. You know, the recoil knocking you around doesn't hurt you, but it's that sudden burst right against your palm that hurts a little bit. All right. And also, even though it has a long barrel, I don't know that I could do a lot of fancy marksmanship with it. One of the things that John and I were talking about is how you can take a 22 pistol and you feel like you can just drive nails with it, or a little light 38 special. It's just the most accurate gun I own, 38 special. A lot of that is just the fact that you're not getting much recoil and not a lot of blast. No matter how much we shoot, that affects us. And my 44 Magnum might be even more accurate than a 22 or a 38 special, but I can probably actually hit better with a 38 special. It's just one of those things. When you know not much is going to happen, hit trigger brake, it's just easier to hold it on there. Well, this gun should be really pretty accurate, right? With that long barrel and everything, and good sights. But it's going to be a challenge, I think, to try it longer range. It doesn't mean it's easier to shoot, because it is so powerful and has such a blast. So, anyway, it is the X-frame. I'm going to shoot some more. Been around for, about 7 or 8 years. You see them in different barrel lengths. And now they have them in all kinds of wild, there's a 10-inch barrel, there's a 4 or 5-inch barrel. There's one that's like 2 or something, and it comes in it's like a bear protection case and all with an orange handle and all that kind of thing. So there are lots of different configurations of it. Boy, I'd hate to shoot that 2-inch barrel. Oh, that would be murder. And you can also buy ammunition. There's a couple of companies, I think Corbon's one of them, maybe Winchester, that loads a special, which is a shorter case, I guess, lighter load. You know, so there's more out there for it. And a lot of people, I guess, that shoot it a great deal hand load for it, so they're not shooting these hot factory loads all the time. So let's take a few more shots. I say a few. I don't know how many a few will be. All right. What I want to do, I'm going to try to see if I can hit the gong with it. Problem is, I don't want to spend a lot of shots figuring out where to hold. So we'll see. Hopefully I can tell where it's going. He's going to be hard on the gong, but I'd like to hit it once. All right. I'm going to hold on the bottom of it. Let's see where it goes. If you miss high, you just don't see anything. Okay, looks like it hit high. I was holding right low. Oh, it knocks it around, shakes the whole post. Doesn't take long to get there either. What am I doing shooting this thing so fast? It hurts. Ouch. Need a break. Woo! That is crazy. That is crazy. Let's try it one more. It's only $2.50 per shot. All right, I was trying to get one over there in the center. Oh man, there's another live one in there. Let's save it. Oh boy, that is hot. I tell you what, really hits you hard, but it doesn't break your wrist or anything. It just kicks hard. It just kicks hard. Let me show you a little contrast while I'm giving my wrist a rest. Here's a little J-frame. How's that? Hard to believe they're in the same family. J-frame, Smith & Wesson versus X-frame. Wow, slight difference there in the chambering and everything, and in the weight. I think this is a little lighter. That's a 642. This gun weighs less than, I would say, the cylinder on this one. So kind of an interesting gun. These are obviously designed for hunting primarily, I guess. You'd really, before you buy something like this and plan to hunt with it, I think you'd really want to test yourself to, you know, make sure you can shoot a big gun like this and not flinch like crazy, and that, you know, you're going to get something out of it. Be ready to practice with it. It's not an easy task. It's a bit of a struggle for me, and I shoot a lot of handguns, and I shoot powerful handguns. But it's kind of neat. A lot of people have them just kind of as a novelty, have something really powerful to play with, and you know, can't blame people for that. Shooting is a fun sport, and I have some interesting guns, some goofy guns, things that don't have a lot of practical value maybe, but are just fun to shoot. So let's see if my wrist is okay here. All right, I think I'm close to recovered here. Of course, we know we can't get this thing out without a little wall shooting, right? Gotta have a little wall action. So let's take a few shots at the cinder block wall here. That had to be part of it. Can't do a 500 Smith & Wesson video without some cinder blocks. All right, let's tear down this wall. I wouldn't flinch with this gun, would I? We might need some more ammunition. Hey, I shot 5 at once. Unload those big bruisers. Put some more in. Have them in my pocket all ready to go. Oh yeah. Whew. Talk about power. Power in a handgun. Let's see what we can do with a couple more rounds. Alright, these are cheap. We'll shoot all we can, right? 5 more big ones. Oh, I got one more. Okay. Oh. Woo! I think that just about did it. I could use one more hit though, couldn't I? Let's just do it. Let's do it right. Let's do it right. All right. These mag techs, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Don't need hollow points for this though. If I have more in my pocket. No, got some more over here, I think. Yeah. You know, while I'm recovering my wrist here a little bit, I was going to show you the Model 29. You know the difference. We've always thought this as being a big gun, and it is a big gun. My Model 29. This was the one I got in 1974, and of course this is the Dirty Harry Special, the most powerful handgun in the world at the time. You know, but it has been usurped. Look at the difference. The cylinder. Wow. Yeah, quite a, I think I have a 44 Magnum round. Looks like a little baby round. Yeah, that's a 44 Magnum. Look at the difference. Wow. Sorry, Clint. Sorry about that, bud, but change has come. Whew. So 44 Magnum is powerful, and it's plenty powerful for most people, including myself. To tell you the truth, you get a hot 44, and you've got a handful. Oh man, 500 Smith & Wesson, more than a handful. So, but you know, we just have to shoot it. So let's take a couple more shots. Woo, that'll do it. Put one more on the gong. Well, I thought I hit it. Maybe I didn't. There you go. I definitely got it. Woo! And of course, you see what we have to wrap things up with here. Another vegetable, melon. I am not taking a shower this time. I am going to back up a little bit. All right. That was our last melon. We thought it'd be a good place to finish it off. Whew. Okay. 50 or 500 Smith & Wesson, 50 caliber. Those empties out of there. Well, I don't know how many I shot. You can count, but again, it hurts, but I don't feel as though I shouldn't be doing this, or you know, it's actually hurting my wrist. It does come back really hard, but it's controllable. And it's really good training for a flinch. I'll tell you what, if you can squeeze one of these things off, because there's a really light trigger. Let me tell you that about the gun too. It has a very nice trigger. I mean, ironically, it's like a fine target trigger. And you know, Smith & Wesson is known for that. Just a beautiful single action trigger. So it's a beaut. And I don't think I told you, a viewer notified me, contacted me over a month ago, and said he had one of these, lives in the Nashville area, and wanted to know if I wanted to borrow it to review and to shoot. And so I said, yeah, sure, why not, you know. And so I've known for quite a while now that we'd be doing this, and I picked up this ammo on the way back from Pittsburgh. We stopped at a Cabela's, found a box, and found a couple others here recently locally. So we knew we'd be doing this, so I've been getting my wrist ready. But I appreciate the loan of this gun to bring it to you all, because I don't know if I would be interested in buying one. You know, I don't know. After I shoot it, I'll know a little bit more. At least I'm not afraid of it now. I have fired one enough to have a pretty good feel for what it does, what it will do, and how much it's going to hurt and all that sort of thing. But very, very interesting piece of hardware. And again, I do appreciate the loan of this gun by one of our loyal viewers, just like you all. So we're going to take good care of it and get it back to him in one piece. I don't know that you can hurt it. If firing these things don't hurt it, I'm not sure what could. Wow. So 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum. Glad to be able to bring you one, and it's been kind of fun to shoot it. So we're going to shoot a little bit more. But quite a piece of hardware, big old X frame. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just such a monstrosity, and such a large gun, shoots such a large bullet cartridge that it's almost laughable. Every time I open that box of ammo, I want to laugh, you know. But it's real, and you know, it actually shoots, and it seems to be accurate. So it's a real gun, and lots of different applications for it. And probably what happens with most of them are they get a little time shooting bottles and bricks and the kinds of things we do. But anyway, 500 Smith & Wesson X-frame. Thought you might enjoy seeing that thing shot, and I think life is still good.